All right, good morning, everyone. We will call this the September 17th Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bob and Tom are out on assignment today, so we'll take from there. First up on our agenda is the approval of minutes.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the minutes from our September 4th Board of Commissioners meeting as submitted.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Presentation of accounts and payable vouchers.
Mr. Vice President, I'd like to recommend the claims from September the 5th through September the 17th, including the payroll dated September 7th, 2018, be approved without exception.
Mr. Vice President, I move for approval as stated.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve the vouchers and payroll. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes. Highway. Mike, with great, wonderful news this past week.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. On today's agenda, we have a couple of permits to close or block a road. These are like annual neighborhood picnics, I guess. One of them is in Fiddlestick subdivision, and they have done all the approvals and everything, so we would recommend that you approve this.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we approve the temporary, the permit for the temporary closure of streets in the Fiddlestick subdivision on September 28 as outlined by Mr. Spencer.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve this block closure. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Next, we have the permit requesting closure of several county roads for the Boilerman Triathlon. It's the Purdue Triathlon Club, and they kind of start their triathlon down around Rainy Brook because they have the swim in the big lake down there. There used to be the gravel pits. But they have officers, some of the major road crossings during the bike route, so we would recommend approval of this also.
Mr. Vice President, I would move for approval of the permit to close or block a road for the Boilerman Triathlon for the Purdue Triathlon Club on September 23rd.
Second. Motion and a second to approve this closure as stated. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
And we have a payment bond and a performance bond from Reith Riley Construction for the construction of Colbert Wabash 002. It's located on County Farm Road, Morehouse Road between 750 North and 850 North.
Mr. Vice President, I would move for approval of both the payment bond and the performance bond. The payment bond in the amount of $181,000, $183.92, and the performance bond in the same amount for the Reith Riley construction project of WAB 002 in Wabash Township.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve the performance and payment bonds as stated. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
And the last thing I have is a utility maintenance bond from Plant Brothers Excavating and Construction for work in county road right-of-ways.
Mr. Vice President, I would move for approval of the 3-year utility maintenance bond for Plant Brothers in the amount of $5,000 as stated.
Second. Motion and second to approve this 3-year utility bond. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes. Thank you. Health Department. Did it switch?
Nope, that's right.
Need a motion? for ordinance.
Move we hear ordinance 2018-15-CM.
Second. Greg?
Good morning. This is our fee ordinance, which we're raising our death certificates $1 due to the coroners, and then we're also adding in some of the pool terminologies into the ordinance. This was posted on Facebook and the website. We have not received any feedback, positive or negative.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who want to speak in favor or opposed to this ordinance on second reading? See anyone? Jeremy?
On the matter of ordinance 2018-15-CM, how do you vote, Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
And Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
On second and final reading, ordinance 2018-15-CM passes 2-0.
Mr. President, or Mr. Vice President, I'd move we hear ordinance 2018-16-CM on second reading.
Second?
Again, this is the pool ordinance updating from 1993. And this was also posted on Facebook and our website. We had a few individuals asking questions, but no negative feedback.
Okay. Anyone from the audience would like to speak in favor or oppose this ordinance? Seeing no one? Jeremy?
Roll call. How do you vote, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
And Commissioner Byers?
Aye.
On second and final reading, ordinance 2018-16-CM passes 2-0.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Pat.
I'll wait till the final agenda comes out. We're here on the new positions for the VOCA grant, the Victim of Crime Act grant that we received. I think you approved the grant last meeting. This is to actually approve the positions.
Positions or position?
1.5.
1.5.
One full-time, one part-time, half-time.
Okay.
This will enable us to assist over 2,000 victims we have per year.
So that'll bring your total staff up to, in your VOCA program, what does it bring it up to then?
That will give me 2.5 full-time. One is a domestic violence victim advocate. This will be a victims of crime. So these 1.5 positions, these individuals will be able to assist any victim of crime. Not just going to be contained to a domestic violence case.
Any other questions?
Mr. Vice President, I'd move that we approve the new position that is to be funded by the VOCA grant that was approved at our last meeting on September 4th.
Second. A motion and a second to approve these new positions as stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharon, grants.
Morning.
Morning.
I'd like permission to apply for the Health Department with the Indiana Department of Health, an application to participate in the overdose response project. This grant is up to $20,000 to partner with community organizations and improve the local overdose response capabilities, as well as the communication of drug overdose data. And there's no match in the county.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we give permission to apply for the grant with the Indiana Department of Health for the overdose response project in the amount of $20,000.
Second. We have a motion and a second to grant permission to apply as stated. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
Thank you. And I'd like permission to accept a grant for TEMA from the Indiana State Department of Health as well, with the Preparedness Department for $7,500 to purchase medical supplies for the MCI trailer that TEMA and our health department have been coordinating.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we give permission to accept the grant from ISDH, $7,500 to purchase medical supplies for TEMA.
Second. Motion and a second to accept the grant as stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we hear ordinance 2018-17-CM.
Second. Doug, you want to give Cliff Note again?
Sure. I went through this at some length before, and so I won't go into as great a detail now unless you want more information. But generally speaking, we're amending our fair housing ordinance to go from the fairly short but broad scope that we currently have to one that more closely models. It really just incorporates the state fair housing provisions. And rather than having the commissioners enforce it, this would refer it to the ICRC, Indiana Civil Rights Commission, to enforce if there were complaints. And kind of the impetus for this is that this is a form that Okra likes to see in order to make you eligible for grants.
Okay.
And Doug, it's my understanding this aligns us closely with the local municipalities or more closely than before.
You know, I guess I can't answer that for sure because I have not, I don't think, looked at the cities. It would not surprise me though because it does just, it really tracks section by section the Indiana code provision on this matter.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Anyone from the audience like to speak in favor or oppose this ordinance? Seeing no one, Jeremy?
On the matter of ordinance 2018-17-CM, how do you vote, Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
On its second and final reading, ordinance 2018-17-CM passes by a vote of 2-0.
Okay. Next up is Resolution 2018-30-CM. And once again, I'll turn this over kind of to you, Doug.
All right.
Our interlocal agreement.
This is a resolution that gives the president of the board, so you can stick Tom with it, to agree to, it's an interlocal agreement between the county and the two cities with regard to low-cost spay and neutering services. And the idea is that low-cost spay neuter clinic, Inc., which is currently operating out of Brownsburg, and I forget, they may have another location. But anyway, they provide low-cost spay and neutering services. They're locating into a facility in Lafayette, and the entities will basically be subsidizing their rent for 3 years. In return, they're going to be making the spay and neutering services available at low cost. The total cost of the lease is $57,000 per year. The county's share of that would be $18,333. And if you're interested, Lafayette would be at $29,000 per year, and West Lafayette would be $9,667 per year. This roughly correlates with the entity's various populations, adjusted a little bit, I think, for our use of current spay and neutering services.
Okay.
Or not, I guess more our animal population and responses, but it's primarily population was how the numbers were arrived at.
Do you recall, Doug, I'm thinking, is this a not-for-profit low-cost spay and neuter, Inc., I think it's called? Do you know?
I believe so. Let's see. Yeah, the clinic's a registered Indiana not-for-profit domestic corporation, and the exhibit's the form of the interlocal cooperation agreement that I'll go with. That basically you're giving Tom the authority to sign.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Any questions from the audience? This resolution? Not entertain motion?
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we approve the resolution for the memorandum of understanding of the project with Lafayette and West Lafayette and low-cost spay and neuter, Indiana, Inc.
I'll second that on Resolution 2018-30CM. So we have a motion and a second to approve the resolution on this interlocal agreement. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Any unfinished business? Not seeing any. Reports on file we have from the Tippecanoe Building Commission. Tippecanoe County Public Library, Tippecanoe County Treasurer, and the Clerk of the Circuit Court. And those will be over at the Commissioner's office for public viewing. Any public comment? Seeing none?
I would move to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.